I need that water. I gotta balance. I gotta balance it out. But yeah, I can drink a whole gallon of water at one time. Yeah, definitely, man. Hard body with the water. Absolutely. Where you rest at, Just One? Oh, Lord's Island. All right, that's peace. Yeah, I was oh, all right, yeah, that's extremely peace there. Um, but yeah, I was coming back today, man, to because that topic came up again. Not really with me, but remember the brother was talking about Yakub and started making me realize that that's a level of understanding that might need to be expressed. That a lot of historical figures in general, but when you're dealing with 120, right? See, one of the reasons we able to draw up understanding from the lessons is that we don't just look at those people in the lessons as a man, a individual man, but as man himself. You understand what I'm saying? To where, you know, like if you look at any movie, right? Let's say you take uh Nino Brown, right? Nino Brown is a character in a fictional movie, right? But Nino Brown is real. He's not just the character in the movie, he's a manifestation of everybody that get in the game and get caught up to that level. You see what I'm saying? So when people, you know, that's where it's other characters like that too. Nobody really knows if Socrates existed, but they know that the Greeks have a worldview. They have a point of view that had to come from somebody. Salaam. They know they got a point of view that came from somebody. You see what I'm saying? So, by the same token, right? We know the people that we see God, we see the devil, right? And one thing is well established, right? Even in the scientific community, that all of the science that exists in the 28th degree is actual fact. Now the characters that they telling you is living out these different things, right? When they telling you that the nurse is killing the black baby, right? Something in order for black people, right, to evolve into Caucasian people, something had to be taken out to black people. That's a principle. something is taking out the original. Now see, that principle is real. Because I know people that are nurses, that they go around sticking pins. I know people that are Yakubs, that they go around looking for followers to graft into whatever is their vision. So when a person starts asking you about the historicity of certain people, or even the historicity of those lessons, see, this is one of the reasons why, 120 is not scripture. It's not scripture. And this is one of the reasons why people think it needs to be updated. Because you focusing on just the historicity of this thing and not really drawing up the understanding. There's lots of people like that in history. Like, for instance, right? The Mongol Empire, right? We mostly know it for Genghis Khan. But Genghis Khan's son and his grandson was live too. And they also expanded the empire. But we call it all Genghis Khan. Because the idea came from him. So we say, why did we run Yakub and his maid devil, right? We know that according to the story, Yakub didn't exist to see his maid devil. He wasn't alive when the maid devil was completed. So if he wasn't alive when the maid devil was completed, how was he ran? It's the idea, and that's what you have to understand about a lot of these people. You understand what I'm saying? It's the idea. Like when we say Columbus discovered America, no, he discovered a small island off the coast. You understand what I'm saying? But he when we say Columbus discovered America, there was a whole bunch of people. Like in New York, we got the Hudson River. Hudson was an explorer. There's parts of America that he discovered. There's parts of America that Lewis and Clark discovered. But we say Columbus because it represents the idea of him coming over here and discovering it, or, so-called discovering it, and, all the impacts that it had on the people over here and really around the world. See, right now, right, Columbus, he's another individual. People not sure who he is. The historicity of Columbus, right? Look, some people say he's Italian. Some people say he's French. Some people say he's from Spain. You understand what I'm saying? The historicity of him is in question. People didn't write about him or draw pictures of him in his time. But we know what he represents. Yeah, see, Just One said the same way we have the mindset of the Father that makes us one and the same. Now look, that's another good example. When we say, the Father taught, listen, we all taught. We all taught. He didn't build a whole nation by himself. We all put a couple bricks on here. But because the idea, we say, yeah, the Father taught this. I really call him the Father. The reason I say that now is just to specify we talking about that individual. Because we all love. But when people say that, yeah, that's because the idea first was manifest from him. See, Yakub is the idea of where they come from. It's the idea of, okay, why y'all came to Egypt, right? The Greeks, Pythagoras, all these people. Why y'all came to Egypt, right? and then took all our knowledge and then turned on us and sent Alexander the Great to come destroy us. Why y'all do that? You know, why y'all came amongst the so-called Indians, right? And they invited you in and showed you how to survive when you couldn't even make it, and then you turned around and killed them. Why you did that? What's the idea behind that? Something exists here. What's your idea of doing that? We all know where that comes from. So that's what I'm saying, man. Don't get caught up in the, trying to use 120 lessons as scripture. Because if you're going to do that, you might as well go back to the Bible. Because there's questions about the historicity of those people too. Just nice, man. Who all we got in here, man? How come only Darkim Salaam and Just One is speaking? Yeah, see, Darkim Salaam, he hit it on the head right there. The persona represents the principle. You see what I'm saying? And look, it's not, don't throw it on Elijah. Don't throw Elijah under the bus. Like, look, that's how the science is. Look, Heru may have never existed. I don't know if he existed. I don't know about the historicity of him. But like you said, the principle is each man resurrecting his knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it's, you being taught and resurrecting yourself through that, or whether you resurrecting your father. You understand what I'm saying? This is real. That's real. Rather those three particular characters existed, see, that's how you get caught up. That's how you get caught up and you start worshiping men with dog heads and birds with cat heads. That's how you get caught up like that, man. Without understanding that that's there to represent an idea. Just a person make an observation of the characteristics of something. Just like when you deal with Kung Fu and they got tiger style and praying mantis style. The person don't really think they're praying mantis. But if you get caught up, then you might think you could go outside and fight a tiger because you know tiger style. That's not what it means. You're using the ideas and the methods that a tiger uses. See, that's how we able to apply the lessons to all times and all places. All circumstances and situations, we able to draw it up. Because we can look at these different situations, right, and see what they can mean to us right now. There's lots of people that we don't, right now, right? How many people could tell us they first ancestor that was enslaved and brought to America? Or whether you believe we was already here or you see it like that doesn't matter. I'm saying whoever was the first person in your family that was enslaved, right? That started leading us into this condition, right? I don't know of many people who know who that is, who could identify that person. Do that mean that the person don't exist? We don't understand we in this situation right now, how we got here. So we know that idea exists, that somebody somewhere down the line was captured and enslaved. And they was brought to South Carolina at some point. You understand what I'm saying? And then that's where I could pick up the story from my great-grandparents. So the same thing, that's what I'm saying. There's lots of historical people that, we only have we only have maybe one or two sources for. But there's people in history. There's people in history that we don't really know if they existed. See, for one of the main people that they count on, right, historians that they count on to tell their stories is a guy named Josephus. And Josephus, he wrote his history down. He wrote a lot of stuff down for the Roman Empire. But in reality, Josephus was Jewish. And it was a situation where when the Rome was trying to subdue all the Jews, and it was one group of them that was left that was they was continuing to fight. And at some point they got trapped off on this mountain or something. I'm pretty sure it was called Masada, right? And Josephus was one of them, right? Josephus was one of these last hardcore holdout Jews, right, that was fighting against the Roman Empire. And then somehow he ended up in the Roman Empire. And then he changed his name to Josephus Flavius. The Flavians, the Caesars. So how you go from being enemy number one to you down with the Caesars that's trying to subdue your people? This guy's a traitor. Why are we taking his word for it? To see, when we go through that's the reality of all these different things that you see in these history books. These is different writings, different events that people are able to corroborate. And then they write it down in the history book and tell you this is what happened. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of these, if you're gonna just chase the historicity of all people, then you're gonna hit a dead end. See, that's why it says, who is the original man? Like, look, when it says my uncle was brought over here by the trader, right? You think the uncle was an actual person, or the uncle just represented everybody who was over here and just represented that his father was our brother? His father told him that, look, you got to go over there and save my brothers. That's what it represents. But do you think that that's an actual person? Do you think that Elijah Muhammad was remiss in not putting the name of the uncle? See, that's like I said, that topic came up again. So it made me consider, man, that maybe this is something that needs to be added on to, man. Who all we got in here, man? It's a lot of Masons today. Alchems, where you say you from? Oh, you up in Connecticut? What's the guy up there? The brother, he was one of the first people I knew from up there. What's the signs up there? Y'all still have the rallies and all that in New Haven? Oh, New Heaven, that's what y'all call. Y'all throw me off. A Life, yeah, that's him. What's the signs for A Life? He still doing his thing? Yeah, Papi Vega. Right. See, you understand perfectly. It don't matter where you was. The uncle is just saying this was his father's brother who got caught up. Doesn't matter where you was at. It doesn't mean that this is the person that came to Virginia in 1619. That's not what it means. It means all the people who got caught up. What part of Jersey? What part of Jersey you from, Papi Vega? See, that's the thing. I like for everybody to say where they from, because see, we starting to make connections out there. Starting to make connections where everybody can, you know, not saying, you know, you be on the internet for whatever, but look, at least you could be well grounded out there with some people. Because see, let me tell you something about this knowledge. When you start building, right, and your understanding get to a certain level, your understanding will be growing while you're speaking. And you will manifest something while you're speaking. You will see something manifest it that you never even seen before. You just taught yourself that building. Born alive. Peace. What born alive is that? Jersey City? That's peace. But yeah, see, as we make these connections, everybody say where they at. Born alive from P-Line, you rest in power law now. It says, oh yeah, the cipher. Yeah, that happened. That happens, man. Yeah, Kim said the ciphers slowed down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But you know, brother said that when Allah returned, that it was 9 brothers that came to the next rally. It was 9 brothers that came to the rally that June. You know what I'm saying? And we built it back. Oh, Papi Vega, you just learning English right now? That's peace. What part of P-Line you was from, Born a Lot? Bronx River, all right. That was never my part over there. Once you pass like Westchester Avenue, you catch me over there too much. Mm-hmm. Who else we got in here? All right, Divine Son. Now the people is coming through, speaking up. Leave the Masonic people in the dust. What's going on, Divine Son? We was just building on, not getting caught up in the lessons, and knowing what the different people and the different events in the lessons mean. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that all those characters in 120, the reason why they use, you see what I mean, is because of that individual or because of that reason that whatever they experience was, right? We all experienced that somehow. You understand what I mean? Just like Aesop fables, right? Was there really a little boy who cried wolf? We don't know that. That could have been something he observed. However, we all know people who cry wolf. And that same thing happens to them. The story is real. That's what people not understanding. But see, in terms of, when you dealing with it, there's lots of people, right? That there's only a couple of sources that's not corroborated. Does that mean that those people didn't exist? And the story is not real? Just like when you deal with Noah, right? See, there's things you could draw from Noah. Now, if you asking me, did a person really build a boat like that? And no. But you know what Noah represent? See, Noah, right, is like a kid, right, that's going to school and he's going to class and doing his work. And the other kids, they out hanging out, doing whatever they want to do. Then when you hit to life, they get washed away. They get washed away. They get drowned out there in life. And Noah what? Makes it because he forms his ark. You understand what I'm saying? His ark of life. Like an ark, and like A-R-C, like a part of a circle is an ark. Where he's going in life, as opposed to the people who's getting washed away. That's one way you draw that up. You don't walk around telling people that somebody put all these animals on no boat. First of all, how you call the lion? And then when you put the lion on the boat with the giraffe, how you kept them apart? He said, all truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. What do you mean by that? Yeah, Al-Kim Salaam. Yeah, you hit that on the head. Yeah, what do you mean by all truths are but half-truths? Luke Cage came through. That's an interesting one. His infinite mind, man. Yeah, I don't know about that. All truths are half truths. Peace. God's Boxing Corner. The great one. Peace. Yeah, I don't know about that. All truths being half truths. Knowledge, divine God from Allah's land. That's Alabama. Is it? All right. Yeah, y'all throw me off a lot with these names, man. Or stories that can't be proven or disproven. Well, stories that can't be proven or disproven. I see what you're saying. But see, the story itself is just a manifestation of the truth. The truth itself that exists within it is not half. You know what I'm saying? See, if I understand you correctly, let me clarify it. See, in those stories is knowledge and wisdom. You understand what I'm saying? And until you bring your understanding, they're just fairy tales. See, when you apply the mathematics to it and you draw the understanding out of it, right? Then yeah, you do complete the whole science. It's like right now, if I'm speaking, when you understand what I'm saying, that completes what I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? Knowledge has been made born. But I wouldn't say that it's a half truth. You know what I mean? Like what I just told you about Noah, that he got on his ark of life, ARC, because he took heed to the person that was telling him, yo, look, don't play with these people. Don't play with these people. Do your stuff what you're supposed to do. And then he continued on his arc of life while the other people was washed away because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. See what I'm saying? When he built his ark, then look, everybody who he wanted to come with him, he was able to save them. See, that's real. That's something that you could teach your children. You know, that's something that I seen it myself. I seen, look, all these other kids over here, they hanging out. They doing the wrong thing. And this person over here, they steady working on exactly what they was told to do. Or exactly what is the requirements that they need, right, to improve their arc of life. But is that what you mean, Divine Son? Yeah, because see, the truth, you know, that's like, see, you can't have half of light. You know what I'm saying? The truth is the light. You can't have half of that. You know what I mean? Or a person, you know, I guess you could say a person could, you know, be like Musa and they tell you a story and some elements of it is true, but then other elements of it is a lie. You know what I'm saying? But the lie and the truth really have a small partnership. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that they in the same story, but they don't really exist together. The lie is something you brought from somewhere else and just stuck in the story. So the story, you're right, might be half the truth, but the truth can never be half. And that's with any people. Like, look, how many disputes have you heard about who Muhammad is? People say he white. Some people say he was Jewish. You understand what I'm saying? I don't get caught up in that. Especially if it's a person. Especially if it's a person. Because I don't got time to be studying your life. Yeah, Papi Vega, yeah. A half truth is a lie. It's not true at all. Still on? Call my phone. Golden Arms. What's going on? Oh, that's the truth. Yeah. See, I don't. Great one. I don't. Yeah, I don't study a lot of other things. So yeah, I don't. A lot of times I don't know what's in there. What's in their syllabus, like what they study. Al Kim said there's an absolute and relative aspect to everything. The relative is what I would see as the half truth because it's inconsistent. Yeah, no doubt, forever. Yeah, I was talking about the science, man, of the 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 historicity of certain characters. You know what I mean? In 120, and how those people, when you speak about these names, you're not speaking just about a individual man. You speaking about man himself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, I use the example of Nino Brown. You know what I'm saying? Nino Brown is a character in a movie, right? But Nino Brown is real. If you from the hood, you know a Nino Brown. He's a manifestation of all the drug dealers who got caught up to that level that he got caught up. We all got the names. We can rattle off the names. Look, you look in Fez magazine, it's just Nino Brown after Nino Brown after Nino Brown after Nino Brown. So you could say he's a fictional character. But if you came and described him to anybody who live in the hood, they would tell you, "Oh, nah, you talking about my man from over there." You understand what I'm saying? Urban Gorilla, piece of the God. The Morris signs deal with the Aquarian gospel of Jesus Christ. I read that book. Yeah, but that, I was explaining that that's how we able to draw up the understanding from those degrees and make it mean something today. Because we not caught up in scripture. You understand what I'm saying? We not caught up in scripture where we can look at this and see what it means. It could be any story. You understand what I'm saying? Like, look, if you look at the whole Bible, the Bible is about not listening. Everybody who ain't listen, something bad happened to them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who listen, and look, listen in particular to what God said. Not necessarily did righteous. See, like David is an individual. He did what the prophecy was, but in his personal life, he was negative. But he still made it into heaven because he listened. Right. Darkim Salaam. So that's like Willie Lynch. We don't know if he's real, but we know that everything that's in that letter was really instituted. And we know that if they all instituted it, somebody had to manifest that idea amongst all of them. You understand what I'm saying? So can we do I know where Willie Lynch was born and where he passed away, where he's buried? Now I don't know. But I can say that the stuff in that letter was absolutely instituted. Look, it's going on right now. It's not like it was way back then. We can see that right now. Exposed 1 said, who wrote the Bible? Well, the Old Testament, to my knowledge, is a compilation of like thousands of books or something. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at the Bible, you see a lot of things that happen twice. You see what I'm saying? Like God created man from his image, right? And then he created man from the dust. So see, that's telling you that that's two different sources where they got stories from and mix them together. Or say the brother just asked why did Cain kill Abel. That story is another story that they just tacked on to whatever other story that they had. You see what I mean? You know, the New Testament is supposed to be, they don't know who wrote that either, but they've observed the style of writing and they've said that it's 3 different people who wrote the Bible, but they don't know their names. They just call them A, B, and C. If you're talking about the compilation of books that we have right now, the King James Version. Now, if you mean the Bible, as in history, the original man writes history. But which one are you talking about? I would absolutely say the same thing about Yaqub. See, Yaqub is a person, like I said, I can't say where he was born and where he's buried right now, but I'm saying I know dudes that's Yaqub's. I know dudes that's Yaqub's. I know dudes that come around, yo, they talking all this good talk, you know what I mean? And then what you do? You change it. This nice kid right here, you give him something, and then he end up in jail. I know Yaqub's right now. Papi Vegas said, why did Cain kill Abel? K Blackseed Supreme said, as far as the Bible, if you're talking about that book that we have the King James Version of now, Shakespeare wrote some of it. And that's true. In the King James Version, Shakespeare did write some of it. Exposed said the knowledge degree in the 1 to 40. Well, in the knowledge degree in the 1 to 40, it tells you the original man. Now, when it says the original man, this is what I mean. When I say that means man himself. So that means that each man is writing his own Bible or Quran. See, just like when it tells you, yo, this person beget that person, this person beget that person, it's telling you the story of how everything came to be and all of the mistakes and all of the triumphs that people had. Right? The people who come after us, right? we will have wrote that Bible or Quran for them. The same way we look back when we say, yo, what happened in the nation before we came in? The brothers who was there before us, the original man who was there, they wrote that history. And right now, we writing history for all the people that's going to come now. That's where it comes in being righteous. What history are you going to write? You going to write good history or you going to write bad history? You understand what I'm saying? Right, see, Urban Gorilla said something right there. You can't see electricity physically, but you can still detect it. So it's not everything that we able to detect with all five senses, or that, we able to, describe in the simplest of terms, like we could describe a bottle of ketchup. Yeah, see, Born Allah said Cain is still killing Abel at the present time. See, Cain and Abel, right, is to what we call, well, look, this how I draw it up. You know what I'm saying? Like what the brother said, Cain is still killing Abel in the present time. See, Cain and Abel is like what we call the crabs in the barrel. The crabs in the barrel mentality. See, Cain and Abel is like when you see two people and they bickering, but they both doing the same thing. Like they both supposed to be making this offering, right? And they supposed to be giving it to God. Look, God know who Cain is. You ain't got no plants, man. Bring what you got. But see, he let the jealousy, because he thought the other brother was going to get ahead, right? He let him get taken out. And then it ruined everything. So see, that happens. They use that principle against us. You see what I'm saying? Like anytime, look, and W.B. Du Bois is my man. I like W.B. Du Bois. But what I'm saying though is the history of it is that the mainstream gave him a platform, right, to battle Booker T. Washington. And then he battled with Marcus Garvey. You understand what I'm saying? And if you look over time, even, when we was in Africa, this is what was happening. One brother is fighting the other brother. You understand what I'm saying? In the meanwhile, everything is being ruined. Everything is being ruined. That's what it's telling you. Don't be fighting with your brother. You don't gotta fight with that person just because he's doing something different. Do your thing. Be your best understanding. You understand what I'm saying? Don't, you see somebody doing something because, see, you don't know what they did to get into that. See, and look, that's another story that's told throughout the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? Yaqub and his brother. He didn't kill him, but he stole his birthright. Blackseed said it's a shame because we needed all three of them. All three of who? Right? We got some people in here, man. Who you meant by all three of them? Who's the three? ABG Divine, peace. Oh yeah, Booker T. Yeah. Booker T. Washington, W.E.B. Du Bois, and Marcus Garvey. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. They imagine how much they would have accomplished. Imagine how much they would have accomplished if they wasn't bickering. If they just realized that, look, all of these things got to be applied to our situation because all of these things are really issues. You understand what I'm saying? I see the more signs people look. I don't see what they see, but I'm turning in terms of, look, if they doing the political thing, yeah, there's political issues that we have that need to be dealt with from that aspect. You know what I mean? If you Claude Brown and you not Claude Brown, Claude Anderson, and you want to deal with the economic aspects of what's going on, yes, that's necessary. You know what I'm saying? If you work in the school system and you want to address the education, that needs to be addressed. If you want to deal with prison reform, you know what I'm saying? All these different things got to be done. But see, like I said, with Cain and Abel, right? Because they doing different offerings. One is bringing plants and one is bringing animals, right? Now a fight break out between them that ruins everything for everybody, not just them. You see what I'm saying? General Universal, peace. But that's the science of that too. All those different books, man. If you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get caught up. Like, look, if you go and try to study in India, right, and you don't understand, you're gonna think you're gonna be worshiping people with elephant heads, and you're gonna think that's real. Indy Red, peace of God. Papi Vegas said, is this the reason why the devil calls our people African Puerto Rican? It's not the primary reason, but yeah, it's a part of it. It's a part of it that they gotta keep us separate. You understand what I'm saying? It applies to that science. You see what I'm saying? Because every group of people, right, they telling us that our brothers from this other place, whether it's Haiti, Puerto Rico, whatever, that yeah, those people over there are all savages. Stay away from them. You see what I'm saying? But the reality is that was a conquer and divide tactic. See, once they had us over here, you can't let us get together. See what I mean? The very first primary reason they had to split brothers up is because you gotta remember, a lot of people that got captured, right, was because they was prisoners of war. So they was already warriors that knew how to move together. And they didn't lose the war because they were soft. A lot of them lost the war because the Caucasian gave the other side guns. So now you got all these brothers over here that's like, yo, I see my man over there. Yo, matter of fact, oh man, that's Captain right there. That's Captain. Yo, Captain just gave an order. We all know, yo, look, when we get up to the deck, we gonna rock out. You understand what I'm saying? So they had to start splitting brothers up. And then they have to tell you, all right, yeah, those people are savage, to keep you away from them. You still see some brothers wearing African symbols. Well, I mean, that's not, see, the difference is not between Africans and Puerto Ricans in terms of what you're talking about. You understand what I'm saying? The difference is between Puerto Ricans, Haitians, Dominicans, people that was born in America, all these different places, because see, when like you say some brothers still wear African symbols, right? Look, Puerto Ricans still play African instruments. That's all a part of a little piece of something that we was able to maintain. See, in America is one of the places that we maintain the knowledge of where we came from a little better than in Puerto Rico. You understand what I'm saying? In Puerto Rico, most of them feel like, yo, we from Puerto Rico. Like, we not from Africa, we not from Spain. We from Puerto Rico. You see what I'm saying? So, anytime you go to Brazil, you go to Haiti, you go down south, you're gonna see some elements that they wasn't able to take from us. You see what I'm saying? So in terms of the symbolism and all of that, you understand what I'm saying? Brothers that still retain some knowledge about who they are and where they came from, they still represent that. Just like, look, y'all play the Moroccos, or y'all call them the Maracas, but y'all play the Moroccos, the bongos and all that stuff. That's African stuff. And see, now Allah said, you want to see me come together. This is why they got to keep all of us apart, because if we came all together, right, with a little piece of culture that we all got retained, we'll be able to put too much of it back together. And then they'd be in trouble. See, like I was saying in the other post, you got to remember the first law of nature is self-preservation. The first law of nature is self-preservation. So the different things that they doing is for the purpose of preserving themselves. You see what I'm saying? Like after the Haitians had that revolution, they didn't allow them to come in America because they didn't want the people in America to know that that was a possibility. You see what I'm saying? The Maroons, that's why they told them, stay up in the mountains. Because we don't want y'all coming down here and infecting these other ones. That was actually a part of the deal. Okay, look, y'all live wire, we're going to let y'all go, but we got this down here. Exposed said 85% of Puerto Ricans are not our brothers. What do you mean by that? God's Boxing Corner said it's cultural expression. Exposed said they hate us. I mean, look, that's what they was taught to do. So you got that, but see, that's the world. The world, look, if you under attack, you gotta get in there with the person that's the closest to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might be a guy over there that's running towards you, but you got a while to deal with him. See, we right here, so they gotta make everybody hate us. Like that's a sign. Like, look, when you come through customs, they tell you, man, stay away from those brothers. You understand what I'm saying? In the images, you gotta remember, they haven't been exposed to us. They not on the live right now. All they seen is the movies. All they seen is the movies. So that's what they going on. You understand what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. You can't let a person with lack of knowledge destroy you because they lack knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? But you gotta realize that, look, a person is only held responsible for what they know is right. You see what I'm saying? So the fact of the matter is, like the brother said, they blind to who they are themselves. And you gotta realize, look, the Puerto Ricans hate themselves. Because look, they got people in Puerto Rico darker than me. They don't like them either. It ain't cause you from Puerto Rico or you from America or you Americanized. You understand what I'm saying? They got their own people. Look, the whole Spanish world is like that. They got their own black people where now you see those black people from those countries is starting to have their own movement where they don't want to just be Latino no more. They Afro-Latino. And when they come out, they tell you that, yeah, they treat me messed up too. Supreme Justice said Yakub had 59,999 followers plus him making 60,000. That means they all were guilty in the process. They made a choice and we just let them go over there. Yeah. That's where they supposed to be. Exposed said they hate the color black, period, because their bloodline is from Spain, which is Europe. Now look, I can agree with you there. See, I don't try to tell nobody who they are. If they feel as though their bloodline goes to Spain, I'm not here to convince them. I'm not here. Look, like the guy Justice just said, look, if you want to be 159,999, okay, I might tell you one time to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life. But nah, I don't try to convince, people that's half and half that no, you need to be over here. Nah. See, first of all, let me tell you something. For we are specific people. I know what they say about that word. We not in a competition with nobody, right? But what I'm saying is, for me, the 5% is a particular race, man. Everybody can't be this, man. I don't care what you listen. People, you want to give out the lesson so everybody needs to know. No, they don't. No, they don't. Papi Vegas said the Puerto Ricans add on to make it a total of 19 million. That's what the law taught. That's the actual fact. You know what I'm saying? He said, Exposed is crazy. But look, Exposed won. The law said they did 2 million Indians. You understand what I mean? See, this goes into why we not pro-black and anti-white, though. You know what I'm saying? Because, for most of us, right, a huge portion of the harm that's come to us has been from other black people, man. You understand what I'm saying? It comes from other black people. Like the vast majority of people that anybody on this post, anybody on this live right now, right? The vast majority of people that you got into some type of conflict with was people from around your neighborhood. How you beefing with a dude from Alaska and you from New York? I mean, this internet has warped the world out like that when you see stuff like that. But I'm talking about in real life. You know what I'm saying? when you talk about actual problems you having with somebody, it's somebody you know. It's somebody who's doing it. You know, y'all at the same party together. Both of y'all just trying to have fun, and y'all get into something. You know, it's like you said. Everybody hates the black man, including the black man. Everybody, look, you seen the new, you know, I don't get too deep into it. I really haven't gotten too deep to it, but I just you know, I saw the story where Oprah, she did some type of documentary where she was talking about men with inappropriate sexual behavior, right? And she only used Russell Simmons and I think R. Kelly, and she left out all of the Caucasians. That's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of hate amongst everybody for the original man. You see what I'm saying? Because you got to remember that hate, right? That hate is a part of destroying the Blackseed. They continuing to destroy the Blackseed daily. You see what I'm saying? Those people who Papi Vega, when they in Puerto Rico or whatever, right? Those are the nurses that's sticking pins in their heads. The people in Puerto Rico or whatever Hispanic country, that's somebody sticking pins in their heads and telling them that they the holy baby because they lighter. They don't just be born like that. And we have people in our community sticking pins. Exposed said, yeah, some snakes is easier to spot. Guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? But you know, see that complexion thing, don't get caught up in that. Cause you got jet black people darker than me, and one of their grandparents is white. So the process of bringing them back to original, it's not the physical, biological aspect that's going to take 600 years. It's the mental aspect, and it's destroying the devil within us, so that because see, look, you go out there right now and kill a devil, somebody's going to make a new one. Until we really destroy that within ourselves, then the devil won't exist. It won't even come to this if we destroy that in ourselves. Because he only exists through our ignorance. If you already seen the knowledge degree, right? Where it said the original man preserved the best part for himself. How are you getting caught up with somebody telling you that there's more gold for your labor somewhere else? When you already know you on the best part and you put them out on the worst part. Clearly, you lost that knowledge. That's the knowledge degree. You lost the knowledge. You was the one searching for trillions of years. And that's how you was able to fall for a lie like that. So 120 is very pro-black in my opinion. The first time I heard the understanding degree in the 1 of 14 made me want to study more, since I came from a pro-black background. I mean, I wouldn't say 120 is pro-black. 120 120 is I mean, it's some things where not really, it's most things in life is like that. Where you know, sometimes look, you know how they say, tell the truth and shame the devil. That's why it looks pro-black, because the stuff that's in there is facts. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like when you tell the truth, yeah, it's been white people that's been doing devilishment. So it's going to seem pro-black and anti-white because the people who is doing the devilishment and the people who they've been doing it to fit a certain description. But it's really pro-righteousness and anti-devilishment. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, see, Just One said, a lot of that stuff with, Puerto Ricans and... Because look, Haitians don't like us that much neither. You know what I'm saying? Jamaicans, West Indians in general. If you were to go, it's a lot of hate from us in the whole, for us in the whole Caribbean. But I don't go by that. Hip hop real. Peace. You see, Justice Arrington, New Jersey, or Arrington J, he hit a point right there that, once you apply the supreme mathematics and the supreme alphabet to really anything, but in particular we talking about the lessons, it becomes a whole different thing. Spook, the producer, said, I'm not gonna lie, I read some of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad books, and naturally I started feeling angry towards devils. Look, you know what my first thing was? Way before the knowledge. I saw Roots. Like I was a little kid when Roots came out. I remember when it came out, like it was like, look, we was little kids, man. We was ready to form a lynch party, man. You understand what I'm saying? But the movie itself, I know you don't think that the Hollywood people is pro-black that made the movie. They just made a movie about the facts, and the people who was unrighteous was white. But see, there's other stories, right? Look, who know about John Brown and Harper's Ferry? Exposed said, devil is made by thinning the original blood. They are a whole different race. I mean, that's what they say themselves. Yeah, see, Blackseed Supreme, he said Oprah's main allegiance is to the white supremacist corporate machine. So that's why you can't just be pro-black. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you get that too. We've been programmed. We've been programmed to hate ourselves, man. We've been programmed. Like, look, of all the things that brothers do, right? And they come and take it from us. Why they left us with guns and with drugs and gangs? Like, why they let that exist? All types of stuff they come in the neighborhood and take out. Why they let certain things exist? Because that manifests hate. It manifests hate. It brings just hate. Just because you and I'm me. When in reality, we the same people. Yeah, Jigga 1017. I didn't even know you was in here, Jigga. But yeah, Jigga 1017 said he was an abolitionist, right? Al Kim said John Brown was from Connecticut. I didn't know that. Now, if you know the story of John Brown, right? John Brown, first of all, a lot of people flaked on him, including Frederick Douglass. And he was like, yo, look, we ain't going for the slavery stuff no more. And look, I need you to roll with me, right? Because his idea, right, of freeing the slaves was that the slaves had to free themselves. That he was going to come and set it off, but the slaves had to rise up. So he wanted Frederick Douglass to come with him because he knew he could talk to the people. But, you know, I think Frederick Douglass got a little scared. You know what I'm saying? John Brown and his people, right? They went to the place Harper's Ferry. They took out the slave masters or whoever was there that was the oppressive structure. They came and killed them, right? And then he was telling the slaves, yo, look, y'all need to rise up. Like, you know, come on, let's go. And, you know, we're going to keep this movement going, right? And the slaves wouldn't rise up. And what ended up happening is he was waiting, like, all right, so let's just wait, and eventually they're going to rise up, right? And while he was waiting, some other people from outside that wasn't in Harper's Ferry, when he got there, they came for whatever reason to handle whatever business. And instead of keeping them, he ran them away and let them go. So when they went, wherever they went and told that, yo, look, they've been attacked at Harper's Ferry, and that's when the army rolled and captured them. You see what I'm saying? So just saying that that's a situation right there, right, where if you go by pro-righteousness and anti-devilishment, right, what happened there? King Blackseed Supreme said Frederick Douglass eventually married the devil. Yeah, you know, some people say that's because, you know, he just wanted somebody that had bread or something. Who knows? Who knows? But he did. You understand what I'm saying? So just saying that to say that if John Brown showed up right now, right, would you shoot him down because he white? Or would you say, yo, this cat is righteous, man? Let me look. Harriet Tubman worked with certain white people. Certain white people that was in the Underground Railroad. The places where she was taking people to hide them was white people's house. A lot of the time. That's why you got to be pro-righteous and anti-devilishment. See, because when a person, look, if a person come up to you, right, let's say you just talking gangs or something. You in that gang, I'm in this gang. I just want to destroy you just because. Right? Dude, you carrying the same idea from Yaqub that the devil carried when he went over the hot Arabian desert. You carrying the same idea. You coming to destroy the Blackseed. It doesn't matter who you are, how you look. So you gotta be pro-righteousness and anti-devilishment. Yeah, God Cypher Divine. We was talking about the Willie Lynch letter earlier. Matter of fact, God Cypher Divine, you need to watch this. It's got some information on you. When this is over, you go back and check it. Yeah, Just One says it's the determined idea that has to be destroyed. See, look, when you see all those degrees, right, from 21 all the way up to 27, they haven't even gotten to Patmos yet. He don't actually start making the devil, right, into the 28th degree. all those other degrees, he's dealing with the idea and developing the idea and drawing up the people to live out the idea. Yeah, Jigga 1017 said Harriet, he asked if Harriet Tubman rocked with John Brown. From what I understand, Harriet Tubman was on a mission and she was going to come, but it was like something happened and John Brown was like, nah, it's go time. But Harriet Tubman was like, hold up, when I get back, let's make that move. I heard that. Sincere born Asiatic, peace to the God. And God Cyber Divine. But all of those is the reasons why you gotta be, see, because a lot of times if you try to just go by those categories, right? Like for instance, right? How many of y'all know that John Lindsay was a Republican? You see what I'm saying? So I'm not anti-Republican. I'm not pro-Democrat. I'm anti-establishment, pro-righteousness. Like if a person, if they black, right, and they come in the neighborhood, they're like, yo, I want to kill up everybody over here. I'm not going to rock with that person just because they black. You understand what I'm saying? We are advancing righteousness. Because see, I'm going to tell you something. Once we start going on complexion, right? Once we start going on complexion, then look, we got where we drawing the line at. Where we drawing the line at? Because some of us ain't all the way black. I don't care what you say. See what I'm saying? So what we gonna start cutting off some light-skinned people? That's what I'm saying. If it's just based on you being black, dark complexion, then some of us is more God than others. And that's not how it works. That happens from time to time. You get people that think it says complexion is just a red flag. I'll build with you until you prove your father is the devil. Now look, you're right about that, Exposed. You're right about that. Is that is the devil is there so that you can see it from the outside looking in. Cause see, just like we was just talking, right? Right? How many people have you known, right, in your life? Like if you from the hood, right, and you knew somebody, and it might have been even in your family, right? But the person was they was a terror, man. Like they was cool with you, but people they didn't know, man, they would take a pencil from them. They just whatever, they didn't care, right? Now, it's a little bit harder to identify this or to look at this person's devilishment objectively because you know them or you related to them or whatever, or they might look out for you with some of the stuff that they steal, so you can't see it. You see what I'm saying? But now when it's somebody else doing this devilishment to you that you already don't identify with, then you're right. It's easier for you to see that this is devilishment. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's easier to look at what, certain governments, right? They kill people physically. You understand what I'm saying? It's easier to see that than say in America, how they oppress people and just destroy them mentally and drive you into a mental death and bang you into the ground. You understand what I'm saying? It's harder to see that because of the way the development is coming. See what I mean? Because we enjoying the benefits of them raping other countries. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that is the reason why the devil was made. See? God said when he had his stroke, a lot of his families and friends, the original people, they turned their back. You know what I'm saying? But the Caucasians, they looked out for him, made sure he was all right. See, that's in a situation like that, what is he supposed to do? Tell him, nah, take that back, because I'm anti-white. See, anti-white, that's what I'm saying. You can't be halfway with being anti-white. If you anti-white, take all them dollars out your pocket. Take all them white people out your pocket. See, I see y'all on Instagram and y'all all wearing y'all polo clothes. Take all that off. If you anti-white, because you're supposed to be against that. Just gotta say, if you militant, don't let me catch you in the hospital. And you took all this stuff about whitey, do not let me catch you in the hospital. Well, he made Ralph Lauren made some anti-black statements. Absolutely. Exposed said a lot of white people woke and they got this thing called white guilt. See, one thing you gotta remember, man, is the 10% don't mean white people. The 10% mean exactly what it say. The rich slave makers of the poor. You understand what I'm saying? And they make poor out of their own people too. And see, one of the reasons why slavery and everything in America works so well is because they already practiced it. So they already enslaved their own people. The word slave comes from the word Slav. Like Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakian. They already mastered enslaving their own people. The feudal system was a form of slavery. You know what I'm saying? The drugs, they already did that before too. They did that to the Chinese people. They had some type of deal where they was getting the opium from India. Like they was bringing cloth to India, trading for the opium, and then taking the opium to China. And they went through societal problems like the original man, you know what I'm saying, did with a lot of drugs. See, they already perfected a lot of those sciences. They got a building in Europe, right? I can't remember the name. I think it's called the Tower of London or so, whatever it is, right? It's a building where they got all these medieval torture devices, where they know exactly how much you could take. They know exactly how to torture you and make you never run from this farm again. They know exactly how much pressure to put. They know how much to put so that, look, you never run again, but we don't kill you because we still need you out there in that field. All of the stuff that they doing over here, it works so well because they already perfected it on their own people. A lot of white people came here in slavery too. They came here as indentured servants. See over there where they got the clash where you got the royal people and the noble people and you got the commoners. See, when you see those poor white people out there complaining now, those are people who came from Europe poor and they never made it. When you see Mexicans that's poor, they came from Mexico poor. See, black people is poor because of a specific set of oppression. In America, I'm saying. Because of a specific set of oppression by a specific set of people. Now, if you go back to Mexico, then it'll be reversed. Where, you know, yeah, I've been oppressed, but not in Mexico. You see what I'm saying? Mexico doesn't have anything to do with our condition right now. And see, you know, some, you know, a lot of white people realize that they the 85%. They didn't really, at first, they didn't see, especially when you deal with England, right? In England, they had something called the Great Enclosure. And in the Great Enclosure, before the Great Enclosure, you was dealing with the feudal system and the peasants was all living out on the land they was farming, right? It came a point when wool was the most lucrative commodity. So the king wanted all the peasants off the land so that he could put sheeps out there to graze. So he could have more wool and have more money. So when they did that, all those peasants started going into the inner cities. And that's a lot where you see a lot of inner city crime. Like if you hear the stories from before that time, a lot of crime was taking place out on the road. When you left the safety of your tribe and your village, that's where the criminals was. But when that happened, you had all these people who had no way to eat, so they came into the cities of England. And that's when, like, no loitering, that's one of the places where no loitering comes from. Because if you was caught sleeping on the street in England, right, you could be arrested and sold to a ship's captain. And you had to work 7 years to work off whatever the ship captain paid for you. And that's how a lot of Europeans came here. Even they don't know that. So when you dealing with, you know what I'm saying, a lot of those people, you know what I'm saying, those are people that have, you know, they know the truth. Yeah. See, Jiggy 1017 said a lot of them don't realize, you know, that they was brought here. You know, he said they expendable. See, a lot of them was brought here when they realized that, yo, look, we need some more people to fight these Indians off. So how we do that? Yeah, let's do the Homestead Act and put these people out on the frontier. And we know eventually they're going to get in some problems. And then that's going to be our excuse to go over there. Now, where you see that happening right now? In Palestine. That's what they do. They tell people, look, wherever you at, you come to Jerusalem and live if you're a Jew. And we're going to put you out there close to the Palestinians. And then when something jump off, we're going to come over there and clear that whole area out. That's who they is. They cannon fighter. Like, look, even when you say the Civil War was fought over slavery, right? Dude, nobody who had a gun in their hand was a slave owner. Nobody who had, what rich slave, just like right now. Nobody that owns an internet company is going to Iraq or Iran or wherever the place is. The people who are actually out there have no interest in what's going on. The people who's out there, the people who went to Iraq and Afghanistan, they don't work for ExxonMobil. They not a Rockefeller. So those people had to be brainwashed into all of this, patriotism and apple pie stuff. Cause like the guy said, that's why they don't know. They starting to see now though. See what I'm saying? Because as things fall apart, now the 10% is all about they self. A sports said, I just had to learn the hard way that Latin families got some unconscious racism that's gonna come out eventually, so I gotta make knowledge born. I mean, see, what you gotta realize is they don't all see themselves as the same. Like I seen in one family of Dominicans, right, where they like it's not a huge thing, like they break out into fist fights all the time, but there is a kind of nah, y'all are white and we black. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a brother in the nation. If you go around his family, you can see that it's certain darker people, they stick to themselves, and the lighter people, they stick to themselves. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we have it in our own families, man. We have it in our own, in a lot of families, the light-skinned sister is the pretty one. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that manifest that hate. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's the pen that's being stuck that's causing the hate that got to be destroyed. You understand what I mean? Not the people with the pen stuck in their head. See, because if they getting the pen stuck in their head, they the black baby. See, it's a reason for that. When somebody's not a threat, you don't worry about them. But like I think it was Jigga Tag 17 that said earlier, the main point is to make us think we all different. God Cyber Divine says black woman is Dominican. Her mom's is blacker than black, but she would cut your throat if you call her a black woman. Yeah, that's because of the image. But see, this is what I'm saying. When people have a certain image, like how I always say, when I was a Christian and I used to go to church, right? Because the people saw themselves as slaves, right? They identified with the slaves in the Bible. When you say, yo, these people right here is going to be away from home. Now you're talking about, my home is the whole planet Earth. But because they had that mentality that this is us. See, now, when I read the Bible, right, I'm God. I'm not Jesus and Moses and that. I'm God. You see what I'm saying? So because of the image that she has, like that was and that's also a mentality. Another thing about a lot of these Spanish countries, they just really started getting light like that. Like in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, a lot of Spanish countries opened up immigration and gave all type of benefits to Europeans to move there to lighten up the people. So this mentality that lighter is better, that you want to get to be white, that's all a part of a pin that's stuck in that. But listen, I can't remember who said it, right? But I saw somebody talking one day, right? And I never looked at it like that. But he said, yo, which this is from an older generation, but when I was little, it is true that, listen, you can say anything about a person, but if you say they are black, this or that, something worse about that somehow. Because of the image that we have in our minds.
I know about how that. I know about how that.
Yeah, CK Blackseed Supreme, he hit it. Many of us still believe we are the cursed seed of Ham. That's what I'm saying. And if we being indoctrinated into Christianity, right? The people in Puerto Rico is indoctrinated into that too. And they very strong with their Christianity. So yeah, they believe that we the church, the cursed children of Ham. They believe that, or they know that they got a little bit of that in them. But because of this pin stuck in their head, that's what they still activating on. But we can't get caught up in that. But yo, this was a good one right here. But I'm ready to go. I'm about to do the video for the last question that I asked about approximately 60 years ago. And then hopefully I'll be able to make it back on tonight. I get some work done. But peace to everybody out there. The Examiner, peace. Peace to everybody out there. And I catch y'all probably, what time is it? 3 o'clock? I'll probably catch y'all about 9 o'clock. He said, my Mexican homie flipped out when I made reference to Jesus being black. And when I told him Jesus is sent as Mexican, he understood. Alright, man. I'll see y'all later, man. Peace to the gods.